And so it begins. This is my Honda Fireblade, 205th to ever leave the production lines, neglected, unloved, until now. I do love a micron end cam. So this is its fuel pump. This is where it gets feed from the tank into a filter. So from the tank, by gravity, into the filter, into the fuel pump, then off into the float bowls on the carbs. And what we have here is lots and lots and lots of mould. And that's seized. And I love these. It has a myriad of electrical problems. Luckily it's an old bike, so it won't take too long to trace them. This disc is sopping wet. The other disc is bone dry and corroded. It's going to be fork seals. And I'll need to rebuild the calipers. What a lucky boy I am. The rear gets it too. Lovely, look at that. Oof. So good. Well, I'll count myself lucky. I do love a micron though. But as a little treat, I stashed a really nice micron away a couple of years ago, hoping I'd end up with this project. And when I say project, everything that can but go wrong is wrong. It's terrible. There's a fair bit of work to do here. So it's a very, very early example of a Honda Fireblade. It's got the twin round lights, so lovely. Its fairings will have to get repainted and its tank. What I do know is between its use on the UK roads and 2002, everything was good. Miles were going up, everything was happy. And then something happened. Something quite catastrophic, which I won't show you pictures of. But it ended up with an entire respray in a block colour, which was red. So everything was just red. And from that point on, it got laid up. I talked to the previous owner about what happened there, and I get the impression that what happened was he got talked into having a respray, had a respray, and absolutely hated the bike and then ran out of money at that point. Absolutely hated looking at it. So I can agree, when I first saw this motorcycle, I was shocked. I was like, oh, grim. So I turn up to see the motorbike and I wind down the window on the van to talk to the guy, because the bike's in the garden out in the open. And he goes, I know you. I'm like, oh, do you? He went, yeah. You're that mechanic off of YouTube. I'm like, oh, right. So that removed all my bargaining skills. I'm just having a poke around. That removed all my bargaining skills on this heap. So I had to pay him what he wanted. Ay, ay, ay. Manually adjustable cam chain. Tensioner. Do you have even fluid in these pipes? So I'm just really having a look around the bike and getting to know it. Gosh, this is going to be grim. Right, well, it's green. Crusty. Maybe somewhere deep in there, there's a not too bad cooling system. So, ended up bringing the bike home, and then because I've had so many other things to do for other people, I haven't had a moment with this motorcycle. And you can tell I'm really excited to get stuck in. So I have a few hours today in which to get to know it a little bit better. I don't think I'll get it running today, but I just want to kind of poke around. That's the battery from my Yamaha XT660. And I'm just kind of like getting to know you. So I was power probing the fuel pump, and that was like, brr, brr, oh, I'm going to die now, and it died. So that was good. And as if out of nowhere, pow, here's a brand new aftermarket pump. So what I know is, from owners, they've told me that if you have up to half a tank and above, there's enough gravity to fill the float bowls. But under half a tank, you're not going to be able to do it. And fascinating as that might be, I don't really want to be pressuring. I'm going to replace all of this with a new pump, but also new fuel lines as well. I can't be doing this. Fuel hoses. See if I can get it to rotate. If it fires, I'll be amazed. Shock rebuild's got to happen. Tidy up its wiring. Things like that. I think back in the day, fake carbon was the deal. So this is not real. That's plastic. And it had fake carbon shim things here. And it actually has, I'll get them at some point and show you. It actually has stickers on it proclaiming that it is not carbon and that it's a carbon copy. Like that's some kind of cool thing. So my intention is to take this entire section out, take it over to the workbench and refresh it rather than trying to pump. See a few differences. This is the in, drain off or overflow. This one's upwards, but I think what we're going to do is just quickly swap the pump over just for the sake of seeing if she cranks. Not getting any power to the fuel pump. Or am I looking at this from the wrong angle? Because I've got a question why you'd have a fuel pump priming on a carbureted bike if the engine isn't running. I wonder if Honda have done something daft. Maybe smart. Let's find out. I was looking around for the choke and it's right there in front of me. Pull the choke out. Oh yes. No way. This is so cool. I'm gonna work in bike. Yes. Yes. Little snippet there made me so very happy. The lead for the new pump isn't long enough. I didn't replace any of these. Oh my gosh, I've got petrol everywhere. What I wanted to know was, is the engine viable? And it is. Haven't been up and down the gears yet. I'm not worried about that. It's a runner. I'm a very lucky person. And now, I think we're going to get to stripping it down some more, cleaning and working our way through any other problems it may have. I'm so excited. A bit worried about the cosmetics, to be fair. Fairings and fuel tanks and stuff like that for these bikes are huge money, so I might have to just bide my time. Obviously it needs oil change and much more. And I am going to pull the carbs off. I'll take the cam cover off as well and do the tolerances, just make sure everything's as it should be. I do have a set of shims here, so we'll see what comes of this. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm really excited that I didn't have to buy an engine. I've already got a couple in my watch list. One's 650 quid, the other one's nearly £1,000. But you'll say it's Honda, and I'd have to agree. Thanks for watching. Wicked.